This is Dr. Anita with another diamond moment. Diamonds are produced by time, heat, and pressure. The cut, clarity, and size of the diamond will determine its use. The use of the stone adds to its value. What pressures have you been under? What is the cut of your personality? Do you have a clear perspective of who you are? And does that perspective line up with where you want to go? I wanted to bring to you today what I'm going to call a rough diamond or a raw diamond. A rough diamond is something that is presented exactly like it comes out of the ground. It's an organic diamond. And the topic today, I wanted us to discuss briefly what I'm sure many people saw and were shocked by: the occurrences at the recent Academy Awards that took place between Mr. Rock and Mr. Smith, Will Smith and Chris Rock. There was a comment made regarding Jada Pinkett Smith relating to her hair. And what I believe caused the conflict was, while it was meant to be a joke, something to be taken of lightly, when you initially saw the clip, you saw that the expression on Jada's face showed that it was more than just a joke and her being the brunt of it. And I believe that when Will saw Jada's face is when he realized the severity of the situation and what had been said. We all know, if we don't know anything else, that Will Smith is a sensitive guy and he loves his family. And we all know that through the various interviews that he's given, how important his family is to him. I wanted to bring up just briefly the fact that Mr. Rock, Chris Rock, is a very culturally and politically astute guy. That's what his comedy is based off of. His evaluations of our culture and what's taking place politically. So on one hand, it was kind of a little dig and a shot that he made regarding Jada, but also remember that there's a previous history. In 2016, Jada decided that she was going to protest and not attend the Academy Awards due to its lack of diversity, that there weren't equal opportunities being given to all nationalities of actors, that some are being favored above others. And she took a lot of flack for that stand. We have to understand that in what Chris Rock does to remain relevant, he has to stay on top of the topics of the day. Most of us are also aware that Jada has been dealing with a hair loss disease called alopecia. And she's been dealing with this for quite a while. If you pay any attention to Red Table Talk, then you've seen her actually talk about it. We've seen her go through stages where she's worn turbans, or even where she showed us her hair being done to cover up the areas of the hair loss. As women, there was an expression that said your hair is your crown and glory. And so when we suffer any issues with our hair, it makes us even that much more sensitive. Now, I've said in the past that we're at a time in our culture, in our country's history, where people are dealing with unresolved issues, whether they're grief, whether they're any type of loss. They're dealing with unresolved issues. And those issues, when we don't deal with them, as we have talked about in other episodes, causes us to react in a way that probably we wouldn't if those things had been put to bed, if we'd had closure on them. So we saw something act out in real time. We saw someone make a statement, someone be hurt by it, their loved one see that hurt and react. And the reaction was, I'm going to hurt you the way you just hurt the person that I love. We are at a place in a time where we have to pay better attention to the way that we treat people. We're dealing with wars that are taking place and millions that have been displaced and thousands of people who have been killed because I decided to exalt my will over that of another with complete disregard as to what this does to you or how you will survive after this. So this is kind of something that has been playing out in world culture for a while. And we know that we're at a place having lost so many people, so much grief, so much hurt. And we have not had the opportunity to process it because on one level, we're still going through it. So we saw a situation show itself in real time in which Will Smith got up and slapped Chris Rock. Now, his mic was open, so it sounded like he punched him. But Will is a big guy. He's not a small guy. And he hit him with great force because that's the way he felt it. I do know that he apologized later to the Academy, and I know that Mr. Rock fortunately decided that he would not press charges, and I'm glad for that because Chris Rock also understands the hurt that those type of things can cause because in 2009 he did a documentary prompted by his little daughter about hair, which was called Good Hair. And he went into all of these different aspects of the way that young black women are taught to view themselves in light of their hair. We have to realize that we as black women have been compared and shamed for our hair for generations. As of this recording, as of this date, 8 days ago, Congress passed the Crown Act, which was a bill to ban discrimination based on the way that we wear our hair in the workplace. I know that Chris Rock knew that. He took a shot at Jada, and someone took umbrage to that. And hopefully it can be an example in this day and time of how much we need to pay attention to the words that are coming out of our mouths. I tell you all the time, I could talk a lot faster. I could be a lot more animated with you, but I'm trying to self-censor so that I'm not irresponsible in the words that I use. I want to be respectful of people's beliefs and their backgrounds and their hurts and their issues as much as I can. I tell people all the time, if I have insulted you, if I've hurt you, then count it to my head and not to my heart, because that's not my purpose. But for us to really understand and to see it in real time, because we're also at that phase in history where the things that we say, and for those who understand speaking something and it coming back immediately, we saw that happen. We saw someone say something and the result of that negativity came right back on them immediately. So we have to be we have to realize and be sensitive to the fact that the the purpose of humor is to expose the sensitivities of others. And when we do that, there are many times consequences that take place because of that. Understand that what happens when we have been, or those that we loved have been taken advantage of for a long time, and what the results might be. I'm going to leave you with that raw diamond nugget. It's something that just came up in my heart that I wanted to express to you. Thank you for listening, and join me next time as we redefine the previous steps of your process. Never forget, becoming is a process. A process has stages. One small change changes everything. So invest in yourself. Please visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com for links and additional information. And please rate the podcast if you're enjoying it.